Chapter 7 talks about statistics. And when we look at statistics, basically you're an investigator. The first thing you're going to do is ask a question. Then you're going to collect your evidence. So your evidence is what we call data. So we have two words here. We have data, which is plural, and we have datum, which is singular. But you're going to go get your evidence, which is the data that you're going to collect regarding your question. Then you're going to take that data and you're going to analyze it. You're going to look at it both as a picture and numerically. So you're going to look at it as a picture and look at the numbers that result from your data. And then the last thing you're going to do is you're going to interpret the data. You're going to find out, what is it telling me? What does it mean? What are the results? So when we look at data, we actually have two types. We have qualitative, and when I look at this qualitative, I look at kind of the prefix here, qual versus quant. So qualitative is categorical. And what we mean by that is that it might be your phone number. It is a number, it's your phone number, but it categorizes you. 883 says that you live in Polson. 676 says you live in Ronan. It's categorizing you, just like your Social Security number. Your three first numbers on your Social Security tell you which state in which you received your Social Security. Montana is usually 517 or 516. So those are what we call qualitative. They're a quality. Sometimes they're a word. Female, male, junior, senior, your major. Quantitative, on the other hand, quant means a number. And basically, it's going to be a value that can be averaged. A value in which you can find what we're going to right now call the average. Later on, we're going to refer to it as something else. But you probably know it as an average. We can add up our ages and divide by the number of people and know our average age. But if I was to take a Social Security number, add up our Social Security numbers and average them, it would be meaningless. The result wouldn't have any meaning towards Social Security number or people in general. So when we look at these two types of data, we're focusing right now on qualitative. We're going to look at two things called a bar graph and a pie, and you'll do an exploration in which you'll create each of these. But a couple things that you'll need to know about a bar graph is it's going to compare the qualities. And so it's going to look like this, and so then the taller bar means it's the largest category. So when we construct this, a lot of times bar graphs can be deceiving. We need to make sure that the bars are equal width, there's equal spacing, and that the height is the frequency of the category. What do we mean by that? The height is the frequency, how often it occurred. So this bar graph would be essentially on a number line, and the frequency of this might be 10, this might be 7, and this might be 4. So frequency, how often it occurred, and we could visually see that the middle category occurred the most often. In a pie, what this looks like, it's going to be sometimes called a circle graph. They call it a pie chart. It looks like a circle, and it's broken into percentages. So this is the whole, and then each piece of pie that you're going to construct is based on a percentage, not the number, but the percent. So when you construct, you take 360 degrees and you look at it as a percent or a proportion. So if you think of 90 degrees, there's 90 degrees. And so you're going to look at it as a percentage versus a bar graph looks at the frequency or the number.